So this dude was hot. I mean, hot. You know, I mean, even the way he addressed me. Hey!
Along these roads we roam, we find adventure through traveling, camping, boondocking, and exploring.
Hello everybody and welcome to Vlogcast episode number 29. It is raining like crazy out there. My name is Russ.
And I'm Kerry.
And we are the roads we roam. We are a full-time RV couple living in our little guy Max. We do this vlog 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. On Saturdays, we post a video that we like to call our Faces and Places video. In that video, you get to see what we've been talking about all week long. We take the cameras with us and you can see what we've been talking about. We also have 2 opportunities that we get to talk with you guys live on YouTube. That is Friday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. And again, Sunday morning, well, Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Well, we finally made it.
Woo! In Florida.
Today was a very long day, Russ. I give you a lot of credit for driving today. There was a diagonal rainstorm, and we followed the diagonal down.
We didn't get out of it once, and it's still here, so it's a massive
we woke up to
storm
rain,
system.
And you know the funny thing? I even mentioned last night, hey, let's hook up tonight, you know, hook up the trailer tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
And that way we don't have to deal with it in the morning, and we just didn't for whatever
Thankfully,
reason.
though, in the morning, it was just kind of sprinkling.
It was drizzling.
I got soaked out there just hooking up this, this afternoon here. I mean, just literally soaked. You saw my pants. They were beyond wet. They were soaked.
No, and you're probably hearing thunder and lightning. Yep. Poor Billy is hiding underneath.
Yep, she does not play well with thunder and lightning.
Abby could care less, but it should have only taken us about 4 hours. Wound up taking us about 6.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of areas where we could only do 40. You know, we saw several accidents on the side of the road.
Roads that were flooded out.
Roads that were flooded all the way across, and I think people were just driving too fast. Thankfully, we didn't have any issues like that. Didn't get squirrely once.
I remember now why I liked living in the Southwest.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm looking forward to getting back Southwest.
Well, you're not a girl. You don't have to deal with frizzy
with the
hair.
Yeah. Well, I have to deal with you who has to deal with it, so I have to deal with it.
Yeah, I get the curls that come way out and uncontrollable hair in the really wet weather. It's supposed to last through tomorrow, which is kind of crazy.
So, I think the way we got the day started off, it was sprinkling a little bit, and our heater, surprise, surprise.
Well, okay, so here's the weird thing. When we had the issue before, it would cycle on, and then...
So when she says cycle on, the fan would turn on and start blowing.
And then when the furnace would fail to kick over, it would just shut down.
Which is how it's supposed to work.
And we had the board replaced yesterday. The gentleman ran it through. It worked. 3 times it worked with him there. So last night, in the middle of the night, Abby comes jumping up on the bed and she refused to get down. And then I could feel this cold breeze.
Yep.
The fan kicked on and it did not turn off.
Never turned off. So, long story short, what? Go ahead.
So... yeah, long story short, we called this wonderful gentleman, Jack. Yep. And he said, you can swing by my house this morning. I can't get out, but if you bring it by. And he turns it on. Works. Yeah.
It works right there. So he goes through it several times. He said, I wish it were broken because then I could diagnose something. And, basically it comes down to you can't fix something if it's not broken.
In front of, so we don't know. Yeah. I mean, it worked today.
It worked again. We went through it a couple of times again.
But so that was part of our delay this morning.
Yeah.
We pulled out a little later than what we expected. We swung through there. He had a really cool antique.
Oh, split window Packard. I forget which what year it was. It was the 30s. It looked like it was in the 30s.
It was his dad's at one time.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see. He told us we could feel free to swing by on our way if we come back through the area. And hopefully he'll have it restored by then.
Boy,
that would be very, very cool to see.
Yeah.
We typically, when we do these drives, we'll stop at little roadside attractions or find cool and unique things.
We didn't have scuba gear, so we couldn't stop.
We didn't have scuba gear. I'm not certified.
Better just keep going,
however, we did run into an incident when we stopped to pull over for gas.
Yep.
Very, very busy Pilot gas station.
Yeah, so, and, you know, I pull in and there's this truck that's pulling a long car trailer to tow, it's a flatbed trailer. And he's just sitting there, and I was like, you know what? We're going to leave. Because there was so much traffic in there, not only at the gas pumps, but parked up front as well as all around, and then there were semis, so I went all the way around, came back, and when I came back, an end spot had opened up, and so I pulled in there, gassed up, and then I came back to the entrance to leave, and there was about a 36-foot RV waiting to get to the gas pumps where I was originally waiting with this guy with the trailer. So I'm thinking, you know, the only way we can work this is if this guy lets me go ahead of him so I can clear, and then he can pull in to get his gas.
So if he pulled his truck with the trailer in to pump the gas, he would have still been blocking.
We would have been blocked because it was a really long trailer.
Of the gas station.
So I get out and I go walking over to the car, or to the truck, and there was rain all over the window, so I really couldn't see in. By the time I get up to the window, I could see that there's a person in the car, which it was his wife, but nobody in the driver's seat. And all of a sudden I hear, "Hey!" You know, I'm like, wow. So I turn around and I see the guy there, and I said, "Hey, you know, I was wondering if we might be able to jump in front of you because, you know, so we can get out of here." The guy with the trailer, and he goes, "I know." He goes, "The guy's in there shopping. Can you believe it?" And he dropped a couple expletives, and I was, you know, I agree with him, man. That is the most horrible thing to do. When you have a trailer that's going to block every single gas pump, as well as anybody else with a trailer trying to navigate through, don't go shopping in there. Do your thing and get out. You know, maybe
or
if you
pull your trailer to the side if you need to do some shopping.
Well, yeah, I mean, if once you get your gas, do your thing, get out, pull over to the side, then go in and do some shopping. So this dude was hot. I mean, hot. You know, I mean, even the way he addressed me, "Hey!" You know.
After he realized Russ wasn't going to do anything to egg him on.
Yeah, I said, I explained to him. He said, "Oh yeah, this guy's in there shopping, yada yada yada." He goes, "I'll back up just a little bit and you can get through." So that's what we did. You know, I think that's probably a pretty good idea. You know, if you've got a trailer, don't park there. Even really if you're just in a car. Yeah, get your gas and get out. There's, especially at these busy gas stations.
At the busy ones, it takes 2 seconds. Just get back in your car and pull it aside. I could do that. That's not a big deal.
Yep.
Or save your money and don't pass up on the Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, we had another incident too. We saw a Class A broke down on the side of the road.
You know what's interesting about it? We saw this RV leave our campground that we were at yesterday.
Yep.
And it was unique because it was a large Class A. They were towing a truck that had a golf cart loaded up onto the bed of the truck.
Yeah.
So it was a little unique.
Yeah, we knew that was the same one. So saw him pulled over.
Torrential rain.
Yeah.
He's stuck on the side of the road, and everybody else is passing by him.
And I didn't realize that it was an RV until we got right up on him where it was too late to pass, or too late to stop.
Right. So
we went around, got off the next exit, came back, circled back around, pulled over, talked to him. All he really needed, he was overheated a little bit, so he needed to add a little bit more water. I said, "Hey, I can get you some water." Yeah.
He just held a bucket.
Yeah. I was like, "I can go grab you some water." He says, "No, we're good. I just need to make it to a Cummings repair shop." So hopefully he made it.
We did find one about 30 miles down the road off 295.
Yeah.
So if you're ever headed towards Jacksonville, there's one just off of 295 South.
There you go.
So there's our little information session
for the day.
You know, we didn't even get to the topic of the day yet.
Yeah, well, let's hit it.
So we are now in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Did I even say we were in Hernando?
Nope. Oh, you are now.
We're in Hernando, and we plan on kind of ping-ponging all around Florida and checking things out. But one of the reasons why we came down here, we want to go to check out the Tampa 2019 Florida RV Super Show.
Yeah.
And that's going to be January 16th through 20th.
That's going to be a big one. Is Little Guy going to be there?
I don't know yet. I have to
check that out.
But they have some great, not only, what do they call them? The training session, not training
seminars.
Seminars. Thank you very much. It's been a long day. So they have several sessions, and one of them is about newbies and full timing and
yeah, we're gonna sit in those.
Life, full timing.
Yeah, definitely.
But in preparation of that, Russ and I have only been to one other RV show.
Yep, in El Paso.
In El Paso, and Trailer Life magazine just came out with an article about 10 things to know before you go to an RV show. So I figured we'd kind of talk through these. Yeah. One, to kind of see if we're already in the know on some of these.
And then also so that our viewers can hear it and then cement it down with us, too.
Exactly. So the first one, do some online reconnaissance.
Yeah.
And
research.
That one, research, find out how you can buy your tickets. Some of them are even pet friendly.
Yeah.
The Florida one is.
Maybe where parking is, that sort of thing.
Where parking is. Yeah. And also which vendors are going to be there, which I didn't do yet because I was so enamored with the seminar sessions that I was like, oh, look at this. So, do your online, find out who's going to be there, what type of seminars, maybe some other people that will be going. You know, you can check some of these forum boards and say, hey, who's going? Online reconnaissance isn't just to the show website.
Yeah.
It could be anything leading up to that. Also, booking campgrounds. For example, some of these will allow you to park right along
I think this one in Florida that we're going to will
on the fairgrounds.
Yeah, yeah.
So, do your reconnaissance, do your research.
Yeah.
The next one I thought was interesting. I didn't even really think about it. Attend the show on the quietest day possible. Fridays, try to go before the after work crowd hits.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and you avoid traffic.
Or Sunday. We went on a Sunday and it was pretty quiet.
It was very quiet, which we did. That was just, a fortunate accident on our part where we just kind of went. Saturdays tend to be the busiest days.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you can and you're serious about wanting to buy, or you want to really have that one-on-one time to talk to some of these representatives from the manufacturers or the dealers.
So here's the deal. I think Friday before work, before the work crowd, the just got off work crowd arrives, is good if you want to get some information and really want to go through stuff and have the salespeople or the manufacturer show attendants really talk with you and stuff. But I think if you want to purchase, I think you want to go Sunday, because they're trying to get rid of the last day, because they're trying to get rid of stuff at that point.
And that's what we ran into when we were there on that Sunday afternoon, and we were very close to pulling the trigger on purchasing at the time.
Yeah.
And some of these guys were like, look, we don't want to have to haul this all the way back. We'll work with you. Yep. We'll cut you a great deal if you're interested. And they didn't have any little guy Maxes there at the time.
Exactly. And we were, at that point, we were like 99% little guy Max.
Yeah, that one was more of a, let's just one more chance to look through everything and make sure that that's what we wanted.
Yep, exactly.
So yeah, if you want the deals going the last day of the show towards the end, and they're probably going to be willing to work with you a little bit more than they would on the first day.
Yeah, so what's the next one?
Bring water, snacks, and even lunch.
That makes sense, because at any show, things are always overpriced because they've got you.
$6 for a 20-ounce bottle of water.
Yeah.
Now, they do say some shows will allow you to bring them in.
Well, that's where your research, your first one, comes into play.
And so if you can do that, great. Now, some shows do not let you. But they came up with a great suggestion in this. Pack a sack lunch. If you're not camping on premises, close by where you can walk out, do it like a tailgate and pack your lunch, walk back out to your car.
Yep.
Have your lunch and go back in. You will save a lot of money.
Yeah, it's expensive at those shows.
And then they have a system for recording information. Now,
we got a good kick out of this, because we were looking at so many that we said, hey, we started to write them down, and then it just got ridiculous, with writing them down. So we said, let's just do it with our iPhone. We'll take a picture of the models we want.
Which is what they recommend. They said, take a picture with your phone. But we had to go one step
We took it one step farther. Yeah, if it was one that we liked, we just took a picture of it. If it was something that we really liked, like the little guy Max, we'd stick our thumb up and take a picture.
Yeah, so I would get it over by the side panel where they usually have like the little model number.
Yeah, 22 LR.
We put a thumb on it. Yeah. If we really liked it, it got 2 thumbs up on it. But what we would also do is we would do a thumbs down on some of the ones. And the reason doing that, there are so many out there that sometimes if I was doing research online, I might come across a model oh, the blueprint looks good, the floor plan looks great, but if I go through my records and I saw that model with the thumbs down, I must have not liked it for whatever reason when we were walking inside it, whether the feel was right for us or not. So the thumbs down ones help just as much.
It really, whatever works for you, that worked for us.
I like the thumbs up.
It's kind of corny, kind of goofy, and we laugh about it now.
And I'm sure people, when we were walking through RV shopping places, like, what are those people doing?
I'm sure they have. I'm sure it's been done before.
And no, none of those pictures exist anymore. We got rid of them. So the next one, talk to the manufacturer's representatives. So at the larger RV shows, a lot of the manufacturers will send their reps. And the reason why they suggest you talk with them is because they will know the models a lot more intimately than some of these dealers will. So if you're really interested in those specifics,
that's a no-brainer, and it's very apparent. I think anybody, well, not anybody, but most people who buy a RV, especially maybe if you're on a lot that sells a lot of is it Keystone? Is that a name of one?
Yeah,
okay. So they sell a lot of them, like where we bought ours. They sold a lot of that brand. They only had 3 little guy Maxes on there. So when the guy is walking us through, talking to us, we'd ask him questions, and I even asked him questions that I already knew, and he wasn't answering them right. So that makes a whole lot of sense. But you can't expect a dealer to know everything about every single model.
And I had wondered about that. With the way they change models every year, for them to know all of that, I don't fault them
Some
at
of the
all,
better guys do, but definitely, no brainer. Go to the manufacturer.
Let's see. So check out sorry, I jumped ahead. Don't get rushed into an impulse purchase.
Man, I don't know how you can get rushed into an impulse purchase on something that's $40,000. There's no such thing in my book.
I totally see it. You could be somewhere and then they start talking about a killer deal. We will give you 30% off if you take it today.
Yeah.
If you sign the paperwork today.
Yeah, I can see that.
And suddenly it's this, if I don't take advantage of this opportunity right now, I'll never get this again.
Well, guess what? Every great deal we've seen or heard of, we see it again, and a lot of times we see it less.
Here's a trick that we did. We actually started going shopping before we were ready to buy. Our son was still in college. We knew we had a lot of expenses coming up. So we knew we couldn't get pushed into those impulse purchases because we knew we weren't ready to sign a dollar. So as much as I loved something, even if they offered me a great deal, I had to walk. And then what happened was we noticed we would walk, and then 2 months later, they were still offering us those same deals.
Yeah. They'll be around. They're around once. They'll be around again.
Yep. So don't worry about that.
Yep.
So the next one, you check out the dealer's online reviews for their service centers, because when you purchase your vehicle, their service department is the one that you should typically go to for any warranty issues. Yeah, now you got to take that kind of with a grain of salt, because there are going to be some people that are really, really upset with this service center, and there are going to be some people that are really, really happy with this service center. What I like to do is I disregard the 1s, I disregard the 5s, and I'm looking at the 2 through 4 range. You get that most honest assessment. Exactly. That makes sense. And really, if it's a difference, if you are looking at a deal and you pick one dealer over another, just over maybe $2,000 or $3,000 or something like that, think about it in the long run. If the one that might be a little bit more expensive has a lot better reviews, it might be worth your while in the long run. I think so. I think customer service is everything. So that's worth $2,000-$3,000 to me. Exactly. All right, and don't be embarrassed to check out the entire RV. So if you are at these RV shows and you are seriously considering buying this, they're saying, check out the bed, stand around in the shower and do it. And Russ is like, imagine when we were first talking about this on the drive down here, he's like, can I take a nap? Can I sit down and get some popcorn? Sit down on the toilet. I think one thing you definitely want to do in the shower is get in there, raise your hands, and kind of do one of these things, because that's where you're going to be. Your hands are going to be up there. You might just step in and say, oh yeah, I can do this. But as soon as you raise your elbows and clunk, Yeah. No, and it's a big purchase, and you want to be comfortable in it. Don't feel pressured at a show when you have a ton of people walking in and out. If you want to spend more time in it, take all the time you want. If you are seriously considering buying it that day, it might be the one chance that you get, because some people might not have all brands that come to their local RV dealer. And like I was saying earlier when we were going through the thumbs up, thumbs down, things look a lot different online and on pictures than they do when you're actually in a space. So attend seminars. Yay!
Yes.
So Kerry loves seminars. Yeah, so he will go running around looking at all the RVs.
No, I'll go to the seminars. A lot of great information in these seminars, so I'll definitely attend.
Well, and that's the reason. So let's say you own an RV. Why should I go to an RV show? Well, you get to see a lot of the new technology that's coming out to make your life easier.
Yep.
But you can also attend these seminars and learn a lot more about the industry.
I think it's like that old saying there, you never know everything. So you can always learn something new. I don't care if you've been doing this for 40 years. I don't know anybody that knows everything.
You don't know what you don't know.
Yep, that's true.
That's my moral or the lesson for the day. So, I think we are about ready to get rained out.
I hope everybody can hear this. It's so loud in here. But anyways, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, tips on anything that we said, if maybe you didn't hear something because of the rain, please leave a comment on any one of our social platforms, and we would love to answer that. Kerry, why don't you tell them how they can get a hold of us?
Well, aside from joining us tonight for our Friday Night Wine.
That's right.
You can get a hold of us on our blog at theroadsweroam.com. We're also on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and Twitter. And of course, we have our podcasts that you can listen to us online and on the go.
Yep, definitely. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you soon for Friday Night Wine.
Yes, looking forward to it. All right, bye.